Miami Heat Nation, what is going on? So, in today's video, we got tons of Miami Heat news coming out today. We obviously got some news involving Russell Westbrook as a potential free agent coming to Miami. We got some more news on Kevin Durant. And we also got some more news and potential free agents joining this Miami Heat team. But before we do start today's video, if you guys enjoy Miami Heat content, we do upload every single day. And our goal this year is to upload for 365 days. And I couldn't do it without you guys. So I just want to say I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Continue to keep liking, sharing, subscribing. Let's get 6,000 subscribers. So let's start off with the first news of the day, and that's going to be involving Russell Westbrook. Now, it says the Miami Heat are the favorites to land Russell Westbrook per Bovada. Now, I do want to say I never believe anything Bovada says. It's always fake. I never. But the reason why I do want to talk about this is because Russell Westbrook is now a free agent. He declined his player option with the Denver Nuggets. And yes, he is open to return to the Denver Nuggets, but is it mutual? Do they have interest in Russ? Does Russ have interest in Denver? Whatever, vice versa. Meaning he's going to go to another team, or a good chance he goes to another team. Now, a lot of people continue to keep saying, well, I think he's going back to OKC, but that just doesn't make much sense to me. I personally think the Miami Heat are a realistic option, and I personally think there's a very, very good chance that Russell Westbrook heads to Miami. Miami needs a point guard. Russell Westbrook provides that. Now, I know a lot of people want to be picky and say this and that. The Miami Heat are not in the position where they can be picky, unfortunately. We're just not. And Russell Westbrook wouldn't be a bad addition to this team either way. If you guys watched Russell Westbrook play for the Denver Nuggets last year, or the season that just passed by, he had very good moments, but then he had some bad moments, but then he had some good postseason moments too. He looked very, very good in the postseason against the Clippers. His shooting was amazing, especially in that corner three. His defense was amazing against OKC. There's still a lot that Russell Westbrook can bring to this Miami Heat team, and I feel like Russell Westbrook will make life easier for Tyler Herro. He'll make life easier for Bam Adebayo. Russell Westbrook always makes his centers look good no matter where he's at. If he's on the Wizards, he make Robin Lopez look good. If he's on the Lakers back in the day, they had a duo working together, him and AD, right? Thomas Bryant looked good with Russell Westbrook. Zubats looked good with Russell Westbrook in LA. I mean, the list continues to go on. Jokic and Russ, their duo was amazing. So I know there's some cons with Russell Westbrook, but to get him on a very cheap deal, this is an amazing person to add to the Miami Heat. Now, imagine a Russell Westbrook x Kevin Durant reunion, because, like I said, we're in the driving seat to acquire Kevin Durant. You wouldn't be saying this 5 years ago. Russ and KD potentially teaming up in Miami. You would probably say, nah, that happened in OKC, but it's happened for another organization. These two players are competing to win another championship, their first championship together, if this can happen. I would love to see it. So that's an update on the Russell Westbrook situation. He is officially a free agent. I think Miami should go after him for sure. Now, before we do get to this point right here, if you guys didn't know, there was a trade that occurred today. And I'm going to show it on the screen so you guys can see what I'm saying. I know this is a Miami Heat channel, but this is a big impact for the Miami Heat and all the other stuff. So I'm just going to show it on the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. This was crazy. First big trade of the summer. So the Memphis Grizzlies are trading Desmond Bane to the Orlando Magic for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Cole Anthony, and 4 unprotected first-round picks. So Bane got traded for 4 picks. Well, actually 5 first-round picks. So that's kind of where the Miami Heat may be screwed. It is kind of concerning. If Bane's going for 5 first-round picks, all these other star players are probably going to go for 10, 20 at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I can just imagine Giannis is going for 10 first-round picks at this point. If Bane's going for 5 first-round picks, a good, solid backup point guard in Cole Anthony and KCP, the Miami Heat might be in trouble. They might be in trouble. But I'm very curious to see, what's your opinion on this trade? Who do you guys think won this trade? Do you think it was Memphis that won this trade? Do you think Orlando won this trade? I'm very curious to see what's your thoughts and opinions on this situation. Like I said, this plays a factor involving the Miami Heat. Because think about this. I don't think this happens, but now Memphis has all these first-round picks. What if they say, okay, we got Ja Jackson, and let's try to trade for Durant. Now that affects the Miami Heat because we're trying to acquire Durant. They have all the capital now. They have the 16th pick. I'm just saying, those are just a couple ideas that I thought of. But once again, let me know in the comment sections, what do you guys think about this trade? Now, this right here came out, and I don't 100% believe it because I don't know where his sources are coming from at all. But it is a legit Miami Heat page. He covers the Miami Heat. So hopefully, take this with a grain of salt. He's saying, per source, the Miami Heat are already looking into following up moves in the event that they land Kevin Durant. Now, where the Miami Heat messed up last year or a couple years ago, trying to acquire these players, they waited until all the free agents left, and then they failed to get Dame. So even if we landed Dame, there was no good free agents where we can fill the team up to help Dame win a championship. So if this is the case, it does make sense. But the players that he's naming are DeMar DeRozan, Russell Westbrook, Rui, Malcolm Brogdon, and Luke Kennard. Now, these do seem like realistic options because if Terry Rozier doesn't get traded in that Suns deal, we could possibly still add a DeMar DeRozan to this team if you guys didn't know. We can use a Terry Rozier contract to the Kings. I think we're going to be shipping off Duncan and part of this 3-team deal involving the Suns. But imagine Russell Westbrook, DeRozan, and Durant, Tyler, and Bam. Does that team compete in the Eastern Conference? Right. And then he also brought up Rui, which I'm not too sure about the Rui situation. Like, I don't know how this will be brought up. Like, is the Lakers going to be a part of a 3-4 team trade and Rui gets shipped off and the Lakers land a center? You know what I mean? I don't know how this worked, but Brogdon and Luke Kennard are very solid players. Now, what I will say, Luke Kennard would not be a bad addition, especially that we lose shooting. We're going to lose shooting with the Duncan Robinson probably getting shipped off. So we need shooting around that core. Now, Luke Kennard, what is he? He's 28 years old, average about 9 points a game, 47% from the field. You can round up to 48% from the field, 43% from the three-point line. Always been a great three-point shooter. I mean, career average of 44% from the three. That's amazing. Shot 45, 54, 44. So this wouldn't be a bad addition, a nice cheap addition coming to the team, add some more shooting. So I wouldn't be mad at the Luke Kennard addition. Now, you probably have to choose Russell Westbrook or Malcolm Brogdon. Now, Malcolm Brogdon is 32 years old. He is injury prone, though. That's the problem with Malcolm Brogdon. He's injury prone. So I prefer a Russell Westbrook addition more than Malcolm Brogdon. But Malcolm Brogdon, if he is healthy, is solid. I mean, if you see his numbers, last year didn't play the best, but 13 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Look at the numbers, though, 24 and 39. Like, this is unacceptable. He did play 67, but then the 36, 56, 54. So, I'm not the biggest fan of Malcolm Brogdon coming to the Miami Heat. Like I said, I'd rather have Russell Westbrook. But that's coming. That's the news that's coming out today. The Miami Heat are in the driver's seat for Kevin Durant. They're the favorites to land Russell Westbrook. There's options that they're trying to look at, potentially Rui, Brogdon, Luke Kennard. Those are not bad options, to fill your team up with. If somehow, some way we land DeRozan and Durant and Russ, this probably would be one of the biggest off seasons. I know a lot of people be like, but they're all old. This is going to be the retirement home. Everybody's going over here to retire with the Miami Heat. But these players can still hoop. Durant's still a very talented basketball player. DeRozan's still a very talented basketball player. Russ can still hoop. Yeah, they're old, but it's not like we're giving up much, to be honest with you. We're giving up expiring deals. The KD trade will probably be the most we have to give up. But it's not like we're giving our whole team away for these 3 vets. That's not the case. Russell Westbrook's a free agent. DeRozan can just be traded for nothing, and KD can literally be traded for a pick, Jovic and Wiggins and Duncan Robinson, whatever the case may be. So once again, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Once again, continue to keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And I'm out.